Yes. Hey guys, namaste. Welcome back to the channel. Look what I got here. My big ass tax return. That's why I'm broke today. Now, on a serious note, check it out. I'm going to take you through my tax return, rough numbers. Listen, let me say at the beginning, I'm not an accountant, man, so this is not tax advice. I'm definitely not a CPA. I'm definitely not an attorney. Why the hell would I want a job? I'm trying to get rich. Let's go. My name's Gerald Peters, and I believe that anybody, regardless of age, race, or current financial situation, can get rich in America. It's just a math formula. Time times amount times yield. And I'm on a mission to share that message with as many blue-collar people as will listen. Join me. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you rough numbers. If you've ever, obviously you probably listen to my content. I teach this idea. If you wanna get rich, anybody in America, regardless of age, race, or financial situation, can get rich. I'm serious. It's just a math formula. Time times amount times yield. Now listen, if you understand this math formula and you comply with rule number 3 on the 9 thoughts on getting rich, and you structure your life around this math problem and what I'm going to show you on the whiteboard, you too can get rich. Rule number 3 on the 9 thoughts on getting rich, and you structure your life around this math problem and what I'm going to show you on the whiteboard, you too can get rich. The financial philosophy that I'm going to share with you is not easy, but I do promise you this, it is simple. Again, it is simple, it's just not easy, but you have everything you need. When we get in here on the whiteboard, something you need to understand, this is planned, meaning we have to be thinking in 5, 7, 10, 15, 30-year increments. I'm not talking about some shit where you invest now so that you can be a millionaire when you're in 30 years. No, I'm talking about you invest now so that in 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, you can be a millionaire. I'm not talking about shit normal people do. Listen, the 7% run this fucking country. The other 93% live to provide the dividends, the interest payments, the mortgage payments, all that stuff. You got to switch it. You got to get on the other side of the cash register. And it is possible for anyone. Is it easy? No. Is it simple? Yes. Yes. All right. Let's break this down, man. Let's break this down. We're going to break down my tax return so you can see, like, me walking the walk. You know, I eat my own cooking, so to speak. And I've taught this for a long time. Number 3 on the 9 thoughts of getting rich is you have to structure your life around it. If you do not, and this is the hardest part, you can go through all the courses you want to go. You can read all the books. There is no magic fucking formula that lets you do this without structuring your life. You've got to structure it. This is the hardest part. This is the part you're all going to have a hard time with. This is the part where you're going to say, my wife doesn't want to do it. I can't do it because of this and that and this and that. And those are legitimate reasons. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying, then you can't do it. If you can do it, then this is what is possible. So listen, on this year's tax return, now I know some of you are going to say, well, I didn't make $450,000. I get it. When I started this game, I made $22,000. First year that I started this, I made $22,000. The year I got out of the Army, I made $13,000, okay? So at 27 years old, I got hip to this idea, trying to get rich, trying to make money with money. That's the game we're playing, trying to leverage myself, reading books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, The Science of Getting Rich, and then, trying to create businesses. And then I began developing a lot of these things that you see me teaching, talking about the 8th day, the idea that holidays and weekends are for getting rich. I have no employees, none, okay? Nobody helps me but my wife. Okay? No employees, $450,000 from my house. Now that's through rent, that's through book sales, that's through royalties, That's through partnership agreements, all of the activities that I do 8 days a week, literally every day, every week, every month to make money. That's what I generated, okay? So it started at like 12 grand. Now it's at 450 grand. Through the entire process, what I have tried to do for the last 19 years, 20 years now, is to invest 50% plus. Now, sometimes I would invest 70, and I don't even teach that because people can't get their brain around it, that I would invest this much money every single year. And that's done daily, day after day. Now, let's break this down. That's the income, and you input your income. I'm currently floating a little bit of debt. Now, in my book, You Don't Have to Die Broke, I teach against debt, and I'm going to show you why not having debt is so important. Now, I know a lot of you guys are smart, and you'll argue with me about interest rates, and it's okay to carry student loans so that I can invest, and that looks real smart if you invested all your money in ARC funds instead of paying off your student loans because they were going up. Now you got the student loans, and ARC funds has dropped by 60%. This is why you attack debt. Straight line. And we're going to get in a little more into that. So, as we look at this, I put $14,000 re-record into an IRA. All right? 14 grand in an IRA. 7K for me, 7K for my wife. I make too much money to deduct it. It's the first year that's happened. Okay? So, what's next? SEP IRA. I am self-employed. So if you own a body shop, you own a restaurant, you're a contractor, you're out here flipping houses, whatever it is you do, you drive for Uber. A lot of you guys doing the gig economy, you're very unsophisticated. You don't have anything set up for tax avoidance. You're not running it as a business. You're probably not keeping your taxes right. Learning this stuff would dramatically improve your financial situation over the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You must get some sort of retirement fund going. Now, real estate can act as one. So if you're in my real estate only crowd, that's cool. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just realizing most people can't do the real estate thing. I mean, you can, they just won't. But everyone can do an IRA. It's with the click of a button. You can open up one, E-Trade, Merrill Lynch, whatever. Now, what do I put in there? I simply put it in Dogs of the Dow dividend stocks. I've been doing that shit for 20 years. Originally, I could only put in 4 grand that year. And then it was 5 grand. As I've gotten older, now I can put up to 7 grand. So every year, I max out an IRA. In the past, it lowers my taxable income. I put that in the safest dividend stocks, the AT&Ts, the Verizons, the McDonald's, the 3Ms, the Dows, the Caterpillars. Simple shit, man, not complicated. Shit you're using every day. Notice I didn't say Bitcoin. Notice I didn't say a penny stock. I put it into safe things. That's what's in my IRA. My SEP IRA. Now I branch out from the Dogs of the Dow and I get into maybe some ETFs that pay dividends, AG&C, some Energy Transfer Partners, some Exxon, some Chevron, some Starbucks, some Walmart, some Costco, these type of companies. Again, big, safe, no-brainer companies. I buy them on sale. This year, I put in $58,000 into that account. $14,000 in the IRA. So far, what is that? $72,000 in stocks. What does that come out to a month? What does that come out to a week? Because I put it in daily. If you trade with me, you see me doing it. Text messages every day, buying this, buying that, buying this, buying that, buying this, buying that. That's this money right here. If you trade with me inside the money flow trading system, you're going to constantly be bombarded. What is that? That's Gerald hustling. Buying, 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 buying. Accumulations. They're all stage ones, all around this pattern. The money flow is an entire life philosophy, okay? It's not something you're going to do for a fucking quarter and then stop doing it. Or doing for, like, a lot of people come in, they hang out a couple months and move on. That's not how it works, man. It's this forever, okay? So HSA, Health Savings Account, go read on it. If you have a high deductible insurance plan, you can put up to $7,200. I missed it by $50. You can put up to $7,200 tax shelter. It basically trades, far as IRS is concerned, like an IRA. Now, if you have no clue about any of the shit I just said, damn, man, you've got to get more sophisticated when it comes to finances. How are you going to get rich if you don't know shit? Get your shit together. You have to learn about these things. Okay? Now, I put $18,000 this year into the Uber trade. I got more than that, but that's what I put in this year. I really believe in this trade. That's me banking on me. Is that the whole farm? No, man, I'm worth millions of dollars. It's just 18 grand. What did I do this year? I put 40,000 into Bitcoin. Varies prices over the year, $40,000. Again, this would be 4,000 if this had a missing zero. Get what I'm saying? It all adjusts. It's a fractal game. It's completely fractal. I started playing when I made 12,000. Now I make 450. I'm still playing. Here's the difference, and here's how I got rich as a blue collar person. As this kept going up, I stayed on this. I literally changed my life to live on one income stream. When we first started doing this game, my wife had a full-time job. I worked. I had a part-time job, and I worked. I created businesses and did shit like that. We invested all of my money, all of it. So when I got to where I was making 100 grand a year, we invested all of it, minus taxes. Lived on her income. Did it again the next year. 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 Did it again the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and the next year. And all of a sudden, you have a shit ton of money. So what I began to do is pile money into these dividend stocks, right? Now, that's just stocks. You say, Gerald, that's not 50% of your income. It's only 70-something thousand. Exactly. Now we get over here to real estate savings. How do I do real estate? I pile it up in a checking account. Let me say again, I do not invest it. Don't be greedy and fuck yourself up. If this money's going to real estate, put it in a checking account. We're not sitting on it like an egg, man. You need to add to it, add to it, add to it. Get off the pot, man. Push. What are you going to make? 8%, 4%? Who gives a shit? You're going to put money in there every month. And when it hits 30,000, 50,000, whatever it is you need to execute on the property, you immediately go execute. So that's rule number one. Don't lose money. So if you don't invest it, you can't lose it. Stack it, stack it, stack it. Go buy the property. That's how I do real estate. It's a completely separate transaction than this. You've got to structure your life around this. You've got to have lines in the sand. You've got to have things that you're like, I will not compromise on this. Okay? Now listen, when you go through this, you're not going to be popular at your house. Your wife, your husband, your kid, they're not going to like this. Nobody likes making 450 grand and living on 75,000. You say, what do you mean? That's what I live on. That's what I live on. I don't give a fuck what I make. I got to live on 75 or less. 75,000 or less, which means I can't have debt. I don't want mortgage payments, car payments, student loans, credit cards. I don't want any of that shit because I can only live on 75. You say, Gerald, but you made 450. I know, but I only live on 75. Why? 50% rule. So after I pay taxes, right? I got to pay taxes, right? Now I get some breaks, and some of this like this I get to deduct, right? This I get to deduct, right? I can't deduct this, can't deduct this, can't deduct that. So I've been saving. I put $125,000 into a condo this year. Every year you need transactions. You need stocks purchased. You need real estate purchased. At a minimum, you should buy one property a year. You got 12 fucking months. How many months do you need to get a property? Damn, it's not that complicated. So once you go set up your account, and this is not a real estate video, but this is a video, I'm breaking down my tax return. If you go look on my story on Instagram, I show it right down. I ask you to your favorite guru, Sir Guru, why don't you show us your tax return? Show us how you're doing it. And again, none of this is tax advice. None of this is investing advice. This is how I, as a blue-collar person, over the last 20 years, have gone from $250 to 17 properties, right? It was $198,000 in passive income if you add up dividends, interest, royalty, like all that shit, right? And then there's active income. We get taxed the most on active income, right? People know that. And different types of income are taxed differently. And that's why we need to learn about these tax sheltering possibilities, the tax sheltering possibilities of real estate. And if you looked on Instagram, I did a 1031 exchange. I bought a house 16 years ago for $49,000. I only put $12,000 down on it. I harvested that. We're thinking in 7-year, 14-year, 20-year returns. I don't want to be a millionaire in 30 years, guys. I want to be a millionaire in 6 years, 5 years. I mean, I want to accumulate $1 million every 5 years if I can. Fuck, every day if I can. So if you got a plan when I'm 65, I'm going to have $1 million, you're not even participating in this game. Any monkey can have $1 million after 30 years. You know how little money you need to add consistently to the S&P to have $1 million in 30 years? It's fucking simple. Your parents chose to be broke. They actually consciously decided, I do not want $1 million when I'm older. And you say, no, they didn't do that. Yes, they did. By not learning this stuff, by not learning about time times amount times yield. They literally rejected what the fucking God and earth and the stock market gave them. Meaning all you had to do was invest in an index fund consistently every week for your whole life and you'll have $1 million. It's just math. It's just math. So once you understand that math, you start understanding a little bit of a tax code. You get a principle of investing a lot, living on a little, investing, make a bunch, live on a little, and invest a lot. When you do that, you can go from the 93% who provide the dividends, the interest payments, and the loan payments, who provide it, get on the other side of the cash register, join the 7% that own the assets that produce cash flow that make this country great. Listen, this is a decision. It's a choice. You can do it. This was just a general overview. This is what your tax return should look like. Every one of you should make a concerted effort to get as fucking rich as you possibly can. Now, there's people that push back on me. So what about enjoying life? That is enjoying life, man. That is enjoying life. Enjoying life isn't about spending money. Enjoying life isn't about blowing your money and sitting on a fucking beach. That's not what enjoying life is about. Enjoying life is about being more, having more, and accumulating. Enjoying life is about being able to help people, answer prayers, and you can't do that if you can't write a check. You can't do that if kids have to borrow money and go to college. You can't do that. Money, having money is absolutely 100% should be the priority of your life. And this world will try to take it from you. Don't let them do it. I believe you have everything you need inside of you to be more, to have more, to do more, and simply to become more. And not only that, to become an answer to prayers for those people around you. I know this. I know what you've been called to do, and it's definitely more than you're doing now. Join me on this journey. Let me help you. Let's believe in each other. You believe in me, and I promise I'll believe in you.